everybody, welcome to my video on the C Scope CS4ZX, a cracking vintage machine, a machine that some of you out there will probably still use. I read somewhere on the internet that this model is actually C Scope's top model of the 90s. It was their high-end flagship model that they were selling at the time, and it cost a whopping £450. And it still competes quite easily against some machines today. It's basically a two-in-one machine, this. It's a motion machine and a non-motion machine. Even though the motion mode is easier to use, you do lose a bit of performance in the form of depth. Round about 1 or 2 inches I found. Okay, without further ado, let me show you what this machine can actually do. Here's the sensitivity switch, but it's also the on-off switch. So you slowly turn it clockwise until you come into the audio threshold. As a lot of you would know, it's the hum that you can hear. Sometimes after first switching on the machine, you may find that you can't obtain that threshold audio. Do not worry, the machine is not broken. All you have to do is pull the switch underneath the control box towards you, which will then retune the machine, and then you can go back to the sensitivity control and slowly turn that clockwise until you reach your desired threshold. Okay, so we have it in the non-motion mode right now. This is the ground balance control knob, set at number 3, which is the default position. To set the ground on this machine, hold the machine about 2 to 3 inches from the ground, and then hit the retune switch underneath the casing. Just pull it towards you. So then it's set. But then we need to properly ground balance it. Pump the coil up and down, lifting it from the ground to around about 12 inches off the ground, and keep doing that motion and looking at that needle. And what you're after is the needle to pretty much stay still in the middle. If the needle goes to the left, then you've got too much ground balance on. So adjust the control knob anti-clockwise. If the needle goes to the right, that means you've not got enough ground balance. So increase the ground rejection by turning it clockwise. It's as simple as that. Here is the inland/beach switch. It basically speaks for itself. You push it up to use the machine inland and push it down if you're going to take the machine out onto the beach. Okay, here is the ground/discrimination/battery life meter switch. So basically, in the middle, the meter will show your ground. Okay, if you push it up, then the meter will show your discrimination. Push the switch down and hold it down, and the meter will then show you the battery life. So, what happens when the switch is moved to metering the discrimination? If the meter needle moves to the left, then the chances are the machine has actually found a ferrous item in the ground. If it hardly moves or goes to the right, then the chances are it has found a non-ferrous item. Okay, here on the left of the machine, on the panel, you've got your discrimination control. That, of course, controls which metals you are going to discriminate against. So, number 1, number 2, the detector will discriminate against most small iron objects. And you keep moving it up through the numbers, and you'll eventually get to discriminating bottle caps and ring pulls, etc. Below this is your notch discrimination. Imagine from the mark on the control knob that there is a triangular shaped pattern that extends outwards, that covers a variety of metals in that bandwidth. The switch on the right hand side of the notch control, it lets you either reject or accept the items that you have in that triangle. Just so you know, peeps, the discrimination controls only work with the machine in the motion mode, not in the non-motion mode. Okay, so under the control box, reachable via your index finger, there is a little switch. Now pull it towards you and it will retune your detector when it's in non-motion mode. If you push it away from you, it'll put the detector into motion mode. And as a bonus, the machine's frequency setting can be changed via a little switch found at the back of the control box. The default position is number 2, but it can be changed to either number 1 or number 3 also. This is handy if you are out with your friends and you are getting interference with each other's machines. You can, well, hopefully stop that with changing the frequency setting. But also, if you are to change coils, you may find that this frequency setting is something that you may need to do. Right, okay, so now I am going to do some air tests. One test with the machine in motion mode and one test with the machine in non-motion mode. And let's see how we get on. And as a word of warning, guys, an air test is just that, a test in the air. Please do not expect the exact same results with ground. First, the motion test. and secondly, the non-motion test. And I think that concludes the video on the C Scope CS4ZX. I hope you've enjoyed watching the video and I hope you found it informative. Please feel free to hit the like button below and hopefully I'll see you again very shortly with another video. Bye for now.